I'm 102 years old, and I want to tell you something most women will never say to you out loud. I did not become a woman nobody could break until I was 70. Not 30, not 50, 70. For the first 70 years of my life, almost anyone could break me. My husband with a single bad mood at dinner, my mother with a sentence about my weight, a neighbor with a small slight, the doctor with one careless comment about my body, a daughter-in-law with a Christmas she chose not to invite me to. I was breakable. Most women are breakable. And the world has been very good for 100 years at teaching women that being breakable is the same thing as being kind. It is not. Kindness is a choice you make from strength. Breakability is what happens when you have no choice at all. I am going to tell you the 5 keys to becoming a woman nobody can break. I learned all 5 of them after I turned 70. If you are younger than 70, that is excellent news because you have more time than I did. If you are older than 70, that is also excellent news because it is not too late. I am the proof. Key number 1. Stop measuring your strength against the woman you used to be. Every woman over 60 does this. She remembers what she could lift at 35. She remembers how late she could stay up at 40. She remembers how many things she could juggle at 50. And every time she fails to match that woman, she experiences it as a loss. This is the slowest, most steady form of breaking a woman alive. She is being broken not by anyone outside her. She is being broken by the woman she used to be, who lives in her memory, and who keeps walking into the room to remind her of everything she can no longer do. The unbreakable woman fires this memory at some point, in her 70s, politely, firmly. She tells the 35-year-old version of herself, who lives in her head, that she is no longer useful as a yardstick. The new yardstick is what this body, this mind, this woman can do today. That is the only measurement that matters. I fired mine at 72. I had been comparing my walking pace to my walking pace at 45 for almost 30 years. Every walk had ended with me feeling slow, weak, diminished. The day I stopped comparing, walking became something I enjoyed again. I have walked every day since. The pace is the pace, the walk is the walk. I am the woman walking. A woman who measures herself against a younger version of herself is a woman who will always be losing. Key number 2, build a daily routine no one in your family knows the details of. This is the one that sounds strange and is the most important. Your family, who loves you, has been watching you for 60 or 70 years. They know what time you wake up. They know what you eat. They know who you call on Tuesdays. They know your schedule, your habits, your patterns. And the moment something changes, they know. This sounds harmless. It is not. The family that knows every detail of your routine is the family that will eventually decide they need to manage your routine, not out of malice, out of love, out of the assumption that they understand your life better than you do, because they have been watching it for so long. The unbreakable woman keeps part of her life invisible to her family, not secret in a guilty way, private in a healthy way. She has 1 hour a day or 1 afternoon a week that nobody in her family knows the details of. Maybe she goes to a coffee shop and reads. Maybe she sits in a park. Maybe she works on a quiet project nobody knows about. Maybe she calls a friend her family has never met. The point is that there is a space in her life that has not been cataloged by the people who love her, and that space belongs entirely to her. This space is the firewall. The day your family begins to worry about your independence. The firewall is what you have that they have not yet been able to monitor. It is your proof to yourself that you are still a person with a life of your own. I started mine at 73. I take a bus twice a week to a small library 3 towns over. I read for 2 hours. I come home. My children have never asked about it. They know I leave on Tuesdays and Fridays. They do not know where I go. I have done this for 29 years. It is the most important hour of my week. A woman whose entire life is visible to her family is a woman whose life can eventually be taken over by her family. Key number 3. Have at least one secret that hurts no one, but reminds you that you are still a person. This is related to the second key, but it is different. The second key is about space. This key is about something inside the space. Every woman has been raised to believe that secrets are bad, that a good woman tells everything to her husband, her daughters, her closest friends, that transparency is the same as honesty. It is not. Transparency is one form of honesty. Privacy is another. The woman who has never had a single thing she kept for herself is a woman who has, slowly, given herself away entirely. The unbreakable woman has a secret, not a sin, not a betrayal, a small, harmless, private thing that is hers alone. It might be a name she calls herself in her own head. It might be a man she once almost loved in 1956, whose name she has never spoken aloud. It might be a small box in her closet with 3 letters in it that nobody else has ever read. It might be a song she sings to herself when she is alone, that she has never let anyone else hear. The secret is not the point. The fact of having it is the point. The unbreakable woman knows, in some quiet part of herself, that there is at least one thing in the world that belongs only to her. And from that one thing, she rebuilds her sense of being a separate person every time the world tries to dissolve her into someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's grandmother, someone's elderly relative. I have 3 secrets. I will not tell you what they are. That is the point. They are mine. They have been mine for between 40 and 60 years. They have kept me a person every time the world tried to make me a role. A woman with no secrets has nothing the world cannot reach. Key number 4. Refuse to be photographed in clothing that doesn't feel like you. This sounds small. It is not. It is one of the most important keys, and I want you to listen very carefully. Somewhere in your 70s, your family will begin to dress you. Not literally at first. They will buy you sweaters that are easier to put on. They will give you shoes that are safer. They will suggest gently that you might be more comfortable in something looser. Each gift is kind. Each suggestion is loving. And slowly, over 5 or 6 years, you will be photographed at family events in clothing that is not yours. You will see yourself in those photographs years later and not recognize the woman. She will be dressed for someone else's idea of who you have become. She will be wearing the elderly woman the family imagined, not the woman you actually still are. The unbreakable woman refuses this. She wears at every photographed family event something that feels like her. The earrings she has been wearing since 1962. The blouse with the small pattern. The shoes that are not safe, but are hers. She does this not out of vanity. She does this so that the future, looking back at these photographs, will know who she was, and so that she, looking back at these photographs, will not see a stranger. I am 102 years old. I have been wearing the same pair of small pearl earrings to every family event since my 50th birthday. My daughter once bought me larger, more appropriate for an older woman earrings for Christmas. I never wore them. I am in 41 family photographs since 1973. In every single one, I am wearing the pearls. Anyone who looks at those photographs in 50 years will know I was a woman with her own taste, all the way through. A woman who lets others dress her is a woman who has agreed to become a stranger in her own photographs. Key number 5, choose a sentence you will say out loud, alone, every morning, and never tell anyone what it is. This is the last key, and it is the one I struggled with whether to share. Some traditions would say it should not be told to anyone. I have decided at 102 that the world needs it more than I need to keep it private. Every morning, somewhere in your day, you must say one sentence out loud to yourself, alone, that reminds you who you are. The sentence is yours. I will not tell you what mine is, but I will tell you what it must do. It must be short. It must be specific to you. It must not be a prayer learned from someone else. It must not be a motivational phrase from a book. It must come from your own life and your own voice. And it must be said out loud in your own kitchen or bathroom or bedroom when no one else is in the house. The sentence is the floor. The sentence is the thing that, on the worst day of your life, you can still stand on. It is the proof to yourself that even if every other voice in your life goes silent, your own voice will still speak to you in the morning, and the voice will know who you are. I have said my sentence every morning since 1973, out loud, in my own kitchen, quietly, to myself. I have said it on the morning my husband died. I have said it on the morning my daughter called me a difficult mother. I have said it on the morning I learned my sister was in a nursing home. I have said it on every morning of my life for 52 years. The sentence has saved me. It has saved me because, in saying it out loud, I have reminded myself every day that there is still a woman in this kitchen, and her name is mine. 5 keys. Stop measuring against the younger you. Keep an invisible space. Have a private secret. Refuse to be dressed by others. Speak a sentence aloud every morning that is yours alone. I learned all 5 after 70. I had spent the first 70 years being a daughter, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a neighbor, a member of a church, a member of a town, a member of a family. I had been all of those things so completely that I was not anymore a person. After 70, I built the person back, key by key, year by year, slowly, quietly, without telling anyone what I was doing. I am 102 years old. I am sitting in my own kitchen. There is a sentence I will say tomorrow morning out loud that nobody else will ever hear. There is a bus I will take on Tuesday to a library nobody in my family has visited. There are 3 secrets in my closet that will go to my grave with me. There is a pair of pearl earrings in a small box that I will put on for Christmas dinner this year, the way I have for 52 Christmases. That is the woman nobody can break. Not because she is hard, because she is real. The hard part of her is the part the world never gets to touch. Build her. You still have time. Less than you think, but more than enough. I'll see you in the next one.